Events are unfolding in the world of the future. Over the last 50 years, the Earth's population has doubled, and the planet's resources are depleted. To cope with the constant demographic growth, scientists have learned to quickly grow genetically modified products. But playing with nature has led to consequences, including a widespread increase in multiple pregnancies and genetic mutations. Public activist Dr. Nicolette Kamen proposed a law that would limit each family to only one child in order to save the planet. This project was approved and implemented, and checkpoints were set up everywhere. Every citizen is required to wear a special identification bracelet. From now on, children born illegally are taken away from their families and placed in cryosleep until more favorable conditions exist on Earth. According to scientists, this is a humane practice. Terence Setman learned that his daughter had given birth to 7 twins. Unfortunately, doctors were unable to save the woman. Terence does not know where the father of these children is, so he must take care of the girls himself. The man decided to name each of them after a day of the week. He will have to hide from everyone the fact that there are 7 girls, not 1. 30 years have passed. Sunday is in line for identification. Officially, her name is Karen Setman, and she is the only child in the family. There are posters everywhere with slogans that the fewer family members, the better for the world. Children born outside the law are taken away from their families by a special service in accordance with the distribution law. In the evening, Sunday went to the market and bought a Norwegian rat. There are almost no natural food products in the world. Having successfully passed the identification, Sunday walked into the entryway of the house. The concierge was surprised that yesterday the woman was drunk, but today she looks and feels fine. Sunday only smiled. At the entrance to the apartment she also need to go through identification by iris scan. The first thing Sunday did was wipe her makeup off her face. The sisters had dinner together in the evening. Monday looks thoughtful. Sunday tells the sisters the details of the day so that the others are aware of everything that is going on. Karen Setman may be about to get a promotion at work. It's all thanks to Friday, who is the smartest of the sisters. Many years ago, Terence told his granddaughters that together they are stronger than alone. He intended to find a profession that would combine their shared abilities. Terence had to build a secret room in the house so that no one would suspect that there were 7 girls. He trained them every day. If someone unfamiliar came to the house, the girls had to hide all their things and hide themselves within a minute. Tomorrow is an important day for the girls because school starts. Each of them will leave the house on her designated day of the week. At home, the girls can be themselves, but in the outside world, they are the same person, Karen Setman. The next day, Terence sent Thursday to school. When they went out on the street, the girl was very scared because she was in such a crowd of people for the first time. Since Terence had altered the identification bracelet in advance, no one suspected any deception. Before Thursday went to school, the grandfather reminded her that she should not tell anyone about her sisters. At evening meetings, each of the girls had to show the others everything that had happened during the day. In the present, the sisters' lives have not changed. Due to overpopulation, the situation in the world was getting worse. The women were tired of such a life. Each of them had her own ambitions and dreams, but they had to wear the Karen Setman mask to survive. Thursday, more than anyone, doesn't want to put up with being cooped up 6 days a week. She recalls sneaking out of the house once when she was a child.
So, you didn't see her leave.
When Thursday returned, worried Terence saw that she had lost a finger. The girl screamed that she hated Karen Setman, but the grandfather said that there was no other choice. The actions of each of the girls affect all of them. For the sisters to become exact copies of each other again, they will all have to lose a finger now. Terence asked Monday to be brave and set an example for her sisters. Thursday still feels guilty about what happened. The next day Monday felt sick. Despite this, she was planning to go to work. Standing in front of the mirror, Monday took on the persona of Karen Setman. At the identification checkpoint, she exchanged smiles with a staff member from the Child Allocation Bureau who said that he hates Mondays the most. In the elevator, Monday crossed paths with a colleague named Jerry, whom she's competing with for a promotion. Karen is the top contender because she works like a robot. However, Jerry hinted that he is compromising information on her. Monday was horrified, realizing that Jerry knows about her sisters. It was already late, and Monday never came home. The sisters were very worried and decided to try to find Monday through the bracelet, but her GPS tracker was turned off. The next day came, and Monday still hasn't appeared. Today it's Tuesday's turn to leave the house. The sisters are very afraid that something bad has happened to Monday. If Karen Setman dies, they will all die. Tuesday told Thursday to act as if everything is normal. The rest will try to find out what happened to Monday. At the exit, the concierge told the woman that he didn't see her return yesterday. She only joked. At the identification checkpoint, fortunately there were no problems. The first thing Tuesday did was activate her tracker so that her sisters could hear everything she hears. It turned out that Karen Setman was promoted. From her secretary, the woman learned that after work yesterday, she went to celebrate the promotion at her favorite bar. Tuesday noticed that Jerry was constantly watching her. During the break, she went to the same bar and tried to ask the waitress unobtrusively for details of last night. It turned out that Karen only had one glass because she was almost immediately distracted by Jerry. Before leaving, Karen had a fight with him. The sisters realized that Jerry knows their secret. There is no choice but to talk to their colleague. Suddenly Tuesday saw a black van. Two people blocked her path and asked her to get into the car. Her bracelet was immediately turned off. Now the sisters cannot track Tuesday's whereabouts. Meanwhile, she was taken to the Child Allocation Bureau. Adrian Knowles, the same security guard, saw this and seemed concerned. Tuesday came in an even greater horror when she was personally greeted by Dr. Nicolette Kamen. The woman was amazed that for a whole 30 years, the sisters successfully concealed the truth, pretending to be the same woman. According to Nicolette, Terence Setman was a very selfish man, as his 7 granddaughters took too much food and water from those who live in this world on legal grounds. Tuesday tried to refute that she had sisters, but it was useless. 5 of them were still at large, and Nicolette ordered them all to be caught. The sisters realized the worst had happened. Now there were 2 less of them. Suddenly they noticed armed people outside the house. The leader took the life of the concierge, and with Tuesday's eye, he easily entered Karen Setman's apartment. The sisters hid in their secret room while the soldiers searched the house. The leader guessed how to open the secret room and ordered all the women to come out. However, one of the sisters was missing. Suddenly Thursday attacked one of the men, and a fight broke out. The sisters had been training since childhood, so they could defend themselves. The enemy's advantage was that they had weapons. The sisters defeated the soldiers together, but Sunday received injuries incompatible with life. She passed away in front of her sisters. Nicolette watched the children who had ended up in the distribution center. The woman was sure that all of this was done for the good of humanity. She was informed that there were no news from the capture group. However, Nicolette was now thinking about completely different things, doubting if she was doing the right thing. According to her assistant Joe, it was not Dr. Kamen who was to blame for all this, but the parents of all these children who broke the law. They needed to focus on catching all the sisters now. But first Nicolette ordered Joe to get rid of Jerry. The sisters found out that the eye belonged to Tuesday. They didn't know what to do now. Obviously, they couldn't survive outside the apartment for more than 2 minutes since there was security and detectors everywhere. On the morning Wednesday, the strongest of the sisters planned to visit Jerry to find out what he knew. The sisters will see everything she see. Jerry was surprised when Karen came to him in an off-duty office suit. He had no idea that a sniper was watching him from the neighboring building. Wednesday asked leading questions to get information from Jerry. The colleague only said that if she gave up the promotion to him, he would keep her secret quiet. Unable to stand it, Wednesday pointed a taser at him, which was actually blocked. Jerry didn't expect it at all. It turned out that he didn't know anything about the sisters but knew about the illegal transfer of a huge sum of money to Nicolette Kamen's account. None of the 5 sisters were aware of this. Wednesday ordered Jerry to show her the contract he found, but the guy didn't have time because the sniper took his life. Wednesday hid and closed the blinds so the sniper couldn't see her. The building was surrounded by people with guns. Wednesday was trapped. The soldiers searched Jerry's apartment. When one of them entered the bathroom, Wednesday attacked him, took his weapon, which only responded to the unique biocode of the owner, and his finger. When the soldiers opened the door, they were shot at. The same fate befell everyone in the apartment. The commander ordered the second group to enter the building. Wednesday hurriedly downloaded the contract file with Nicolette Kamen. She had to run away through the window of the 3rd floor. Despite the harsh fall, Wednesday didn't stop. The soldiers chased her. Friday suggested to her where to run to avoid being caught. Seeing the people from the distribution service, passers-by interfered with them in every way possible. The public hates them all. The Wednesday continued to run through the crowd, dodging bullets. She had to run into some building. Meanwhile, there was a knock on the sisters' door. It was an agent from their Children Distribution Bureau. 2 sisters hid, and Saturday opened the door to the visitor. It turned out to be Adrian Knowles. Saturday immediately realized that he was familiar with Karen Setman. Moreover, they are in a very close relationship. Adrian asked permission to enter while Wednesday was hiding from armed men. Saturday told Adrian, who liked Karen Setman's new style, that she needed to step away for a moment. She went to the secret room where the sisters were hiding. They are trying to figure out which one of them had a secret affair with Adrian. That's what Saturday has to find out. She took Adrian out of the apartment while Wednesday continued to resist her opponents. She ran to the roof. To break away from pursuit, she would have to jump onto another building. Wednesday understood that there was no alternative. The soldiers were already on the roof. Gathering her courage, she jumped, but Joe managed to shoot. Wednesday managed to grab onto the roof of the building, but then Joe approached her and finished what he had started. Only 3 sisters were left. Meanwhile, Saturday found herself in Adrian's apartment and saw his photo with Karen. Apparently, they had been in a relationship for a long time. Adrian kissed his beloved, and Friday opened a file containing an illegal transfer of millions of dollars by Karen Setman to the election campaign of Nicolette Kamen. The women were puzzled as to why Karen did it. Taking advantage of the moment, Wednesday connected through Adrian's bracelet to the server of the bureau. Friday was able to log in. The women tapped into the cryobank surveillance cameras to find out where the cells where people were sleeping were located. In one of the rooms, the sisters saw Karen Setman. It turns out Monday is alive. Adrian had to go to work. Today is an important day at the bureau because Nicolette Kamen is starting her campaign. From the conversation, it became clear that Adrian believes the bureau is doing a good thing. He is also unhappy that his lover spends only 1 day a week with him, on Monday. So Wednesday realized which of the sisters had a secret romance with Adrian. Now they are convinced that Monday is a hostage of Kamen. The women intend to free their sister and show the world who Nicolette Kamen really is. Saturday did not have time to leave because armed men entered the apartment and took her life. Karen Setman's apartment was also stormed by an assault team. The sisters fled through the cornice, but at the last moment Friday changed her mind about leaving. The only evidence left in their apartment was that they all really existed. Putting gas canisters in the microwave, Friday began transmitting data to her sister's bracelet. As a farewell, Friday asked her to save Monday at any cost and prevent Kamen's atrocities. When the soldiers were preparing to break into the apartment, there was an explosion that destroyed the entire floor. Seeing this, Thursday fell to the ground in despair. Adrian was informed of the explosion through the radio. Understanding that it was his beloved's address, he rushed there and saw Karen Setman's body. He tried to get to her, but the soldiers wouldn't let him in. When he returned to the car, Thursday attacked him, thinking that he had turned them all in. But the shock on his face indicated that he knew nothing about the sisters and was not involved in what had happened. When Thursday told Adrian that his beloved Monday was alive, it gave him hope. They sneaked into the bureau together. Adrian was disguised as an agent who supposedly brought the body of one of the sisters. It was that moment when Thursday learned the terrible truth and recorded everything on her bracelet. It turned out that the cryocapsules were actually furnaces. All these children will not wake up in a better future. Adrian also saw it with his own eyes. When the bureau employee opened the bag, Thursday attacked her and pushed her into the furnace. Another employee attacked Thursday, but she neutralized him. Adrian couldn't believe that Nicolette Kamen had been committing all these terrible crimes for so many years. Together with Thursday, they found one surviving sister. But it was not Monday, it was Tuesday. Meanwhile, Monday safe and sound came to Nicolette Kamen. All this time they had been acting in concert. Monday was willing to sacrifice her sisters to achieve her goal. The woman is now convinced that she is the only Karen Setman left. Taking Tuesday's clothes, Thursday dressed up as Karen Setman and attended the social event organized by Kamen for her election campaign. Meanwhile, Tuesday and Adrian pretended that the woman was holding him hostage. They used this trick to neutralize the agents. Thursday saw Monday and realized that she was involved in everything that was happening. At that time, Tuesday connected to the database and gained access to the live stream. Thursday did not understand why her sister had done this to all of them. Monday pointed a gun at her, saying that she met Adrian and fell in love. Everything changed from that moment on. Only one Karen Setman was supposed to remain of the two. A struggle ensued between the sisters while Kamen was telling the public about the success of her child distribution program. Monday fought with Thursday, and Adrian fought with Kamen's people who tried to interfere with their plan. Eventually Adrian neutralized her opponents, while one of the sisters wounded the other, and walked out to the guests. Tuesday started the live stream, and the whole world learned what the Bureau was really doing. People were horrified, and Nicolette Kamen lost consciousness. She only said that they did not suffer. Seeing Karen Setman, the woman pulled off her wig. It turned out to be Tuesday. Suddenly wounded Monday came with the gun in her hand, but could not shoot because she was neutralized by Joe, who was then neutralized by Adrian. In the last minutes of her life, Monday remembered seeing the grandfather crying many years ago. It was the day they lost their fingers. He said he was just trying to protect them. Tuesday took Monday by the hand. She asked the sister to promise that her unborn babies would not be taken away. Adrian begged his beloved not to leave him, but she was no longer breathing. Widespread strikes forced the Federation to repeal the distribution law. Nicolette Kamen is awaiting trial. Monday's babies were placed in an artificial womb. Doctors restored Tuesday's eye, although she now goes by a different name, Terry. And Thursday took their shared name, Karen Setman. Their sister did everything to protect her children. And she succeeded.